Round 1 of Lights West is ready for launch, live on Speed.
Welcome back to our live coverage. Don't forget, every race on Speed, all 11 of them this year at Monster Energy AMA Supercross FIM World Championship will be live this year. Here's what you have in store for you as we work our way towards the main events now. 20 riders, 15 laps for the Supercross Lights West main event. Of course, Will Hahn and Martin Davalos were our main heat race winners, and then Eli Tomac and Ryan Sipes transferred through the LCQ. Josh Hansen was last year's Anaheim winner. Main event set to go. Let's take a look at the Kawasaki track map one more time.
Well, this first area here, this big left-hander, that's going to be really important here for these guys tonight. We'll see if Tomac can pull another rabbit out of the hat and grab a hole shot. Be a little tougher here in the main event. Ricky, this is where the track starts to open up.
Yeah, you open it up right there, coming back across the the starting line, pardon me. Over the triple, right hand, you go triple, doubles. Most guys going double, triple. On that tabletop off, turn right. Pretty simple double, and that's a lap right there. It's time. It's time for these guys to execute all the off season. You know, this is what it's all about.
Yeah, there's been a tremendous amount of work put in by the riders, the teams, everyone in preparation for the Anaheim opener. And you know that Eli Tomac has got to be fired up here, starting second spot from the outside. Only Ryan Sipes to his right.
Here we go. 15 laps, the first main event of the new season. Oh, a long gate. And boy, that really messed up a bunch of riders.
I was thinking the same thing. And look at this. Is that Will Hahn
jumping out early at Freeze on the 59.
Rattray and Will Hahn are second, third, but Ricky, there was a couple riders, even Sipes, he pulled up. When the gate is held that long, you get the feeling that something's wrong, and they pull their clutches back in. Wow.
Wilson is in third. Ricky, what's the normal length of weight on a gate like that?
Well, let's see, 5 to 10. 5 to 10.
That was a full 10.
That was a full 10, and very rarely do they do that. Unless there was something wrong. I didn't actually count how many seconds they held it, but like you said, caught a lot of guys off guard. Not what you want to do. Not what you want to do in the main event.
The AMA official that triggers that gate stands, I should say, inside what's known as the doghouse in the middle of the gate.
Right.
Nobody can see him, and it's up to him to push the button to drop it. How about our Rocky Mountain keys to the race, Jeff? Yours first.
Well, I think in this opening round here, you just need to ride your own race and ride your pace. Not make any big mistakes and set yourself back. Because like Ricky alluded to earlier, in the lights division, you only have half of the series. So 8 races. You make a big mistake in round 1, it's going to be really tough to win the title.
Yeah, winning this race is very, very, everybody wants to win the race. But it's not the end of the world if you don't. You do want to be competitive and get a strong finish.
Boy, is Seeley competitive now on that 34. Look at that move.
Yeah.
Inside of Dean Wilson. Cole Seeley comes ripping up towards the front. Remember, Seeley won at Dodger Stadium last year, but then he had that horrible race just a week later. And Wilson tries to battle back.
And
he makes a mistake. That's going to cost him big.
And this is what this track's going to be racing like. Now that you notice we're in the main event and they're actually paying some points, right?
Yeah.
The money's on the line and all that. It's going to start to get a little more aggressive.
Right.
Now, looking back at the pack, Tomac is back right about mid-pack, so he's going to have some work to do to catch up to these leaders because you can tell they're getting aggressive already.
Boy, Seeley is not wasting any time. He's going right after Tyler Rattray. This is for the lead.
Look at this. He's setting him up.
There it is.
He's going to go outside right here and get him.
Crowd really getting into it here at Angel Stadium.
Wow, look at that.
Seeley on the 34. Rattray riding high on that Kawasaki number 28.
You can see now number 34 is going to, Cole Seeley is going to regroup a little bit, take a break, and plan out where he can make his next move at to pass Tyler if he can. You can see he kind of backed off. He's going to pull right back up to him if I had to guess. Look at this. I mean, he's right on his tail, waiting for a mistake, wanting to get by him. I am really impressed with Seeley right now. He knows that he has to get by the 28 at Rattray and then pull away.
Oh, he's fired up, no doubt. They're using different lines.
Cole really has that Red Bull pack number 34 running good tonight, Erie.
He most definitely does. Last year, he really emerged when he won those 2 rounds in the West Coast Series. He said today that he is more prepared than ever before, both on and off the bike, with fitness and mentally. He said he's happy with the bike setup. The only thing that the main changes to today was just a simple tire change for a little bit more traction. His expectations are top 5 to put himself in a good position for this championship. So far, so good for Cole Seeley.
Well, that's where that off-season work pays off.
Well, right. I mean, just a little tire change, that would be fantastic. And I tell you what, when you're making that minimal of a change, you know that you are tuned in on your machine and knowing exactly what that thing does and knowing how to set it up if you're that close and don't even need to make any suspension changes or anything like that.
But Jeff, you and I talked to Tyler Rattray earlier today, and he was feeling pretty confident about his off-season as well.
Yeah, he's got, oh, there it is, Seeley to the inside.
There he comes, right alongside, and it exits out of the corner. Banner gets a great drive and has the lead from Rattray. Now, what can the pro circuit rider on that green number 28 do to counter?
Well, we know that Rattray is in very good shape. You got Dean Wilson there. He can make a late race charge as well. It's still anybody's race.
And Hahn is right there. Here comes Will Hahn in the Geico 58.
I'll tell you what, Will, I mean, not obviously up front like he was in first place in the heat race, but still right there in contention, and he's got to be happy with that.
Well, Will Hahn was a couple tenths faster than Wilson, a couple tenths faster than Rattray, and Seeley just set the fastest lap time.
You saw Dean Wilson's mechanical decide out that should breathe. It seems to me, Jeff, I don't know, it seems like Wilson's fighting a little bit to find that rhythm that he would like to have.
Yeah, now they're getting into some lappers right here. That's all right. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Tomac on the 17, and
right.
He's got 7. Watching Seitz is here on the 53.
Wow, and
Muscan is in there. This is 6-7.
Tomac just nailed that triple again.
Watch
no
us
problem.
pass. Watch us pass. That's textbook pass right there. That is awesome racing.
Getting around Muscan, that'll put him in front of Marvin, and up to 6.
And this is where you can tell the guys that have the fitness, the guys that are prepared, they've got the arm pump and all that nonsense worked out. They're the ones that are going to move to the front as this race starts to wind down.
The gap between first and second still less than a second on the racetrack.
I tell you what, Tyler Rattray keeping him honest.
Aaron, what do you think about the 15 of Dean Wilson's performance here tonight?
You guys were just mentioning about that arm pump, and so far a very impressive ride for Dean Wilson, but he said that he was suffering arm pump something fierce today during practice. The first race of the season, pre-race jitters, shaking off those cobwebs. He said the nervousness was just getting the best of him, but he said no nerves coming into this main event. In fact, his mechanic, Paul Perabino, could not even find him until just before the event because he was trying to release some of that stress riding around on the bicycle around the pits to stay warm.
Arm pump, a very common problem for racers in Supercross.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on, and that was a fantastic report by Aaron because it kind of, you kind of see when a rider's not as quite as aggressive as what you know he can be. But that's from holding on to the grip so tight, and if you don't loosen up your grip, your forearms start to pump up with blood. Then it makes it really hard to turn the throttle. It kind of locks up your forearms, makes it hard to use the clutch, the front brake, and then it's not good. You start making mistakes, just like he's doing right now.
Your arms feel like bricks, and it's an uncomfortable feeling when you're trying to race for the win like these guys are.
Yeah, once it sets in, there's really nothing you can do.
I mean, sometimes you can get it back, but this race is so short. That by the time you start trying to get it to go away, checker flag comes out.
Yeah, and problems here for the 31 of Davalos, who looked so good in his heat earlier. Martin out, no points for him tonight.
Man, so frustrating for Martin to see Tomac doing that triple there.
That'll put him right around Seitz he was battling with there. Muscan still hanging in there with him. And Tomac up to 5th. Seeley continues to lead.
You see Seeley right there, got a little bit of breathing room. You know, if he can get a couple more bike lengths, it's going to be a lot easier for him because those guys are, you know, the other guys still got him in sight. Once you can kind of see the other guys as you're exiting another turn, you kind of can relax it a little more.
Hey, Tomac's on the move, though. He's up to 4th right now. Hahn made a mistake. He went back to 8th, so he was on the back of these guys here. Hahn went down last lap.
Martin Davalos is out. Let's go to Aaron.
What an upsetting opener for Martin Davalos. Martin obviously experiencing mechanical up there. Can you walk us through what happened?
We had a little problem in the qualifier and also in practice a little bit. It's some electrical and it's just sketchy out there. My bike's cutting out and I don't want to get hurt and it's just really disappointing. You know, the team has worked so hard and I worked so hard and it just sucks.
Tough start to the season. Regroup. We'll see you back next weekend at Batesville.
Hey, if I'm not mistaken, they've had issues in the last year with a similar situation that may not be resolved. So that's tough. I mean, you come out with so much hope, you're doing your job.
Yeah.
And with when the machine lets you down, it's frustrating.
Problems for Hahn on his 58. Let's see what happened to him, Jeff.
Yeah, watch right here. He's really charging, trying to catch Wilson, and he actually washes the front end, and you kind of see he pushed the front tire over the berm just as he was exiting. Now, the reason that is, you get on the throttle and it starts to lighten the front wheel. The front wheel's not really sticking in as you're turning in, going up that jump, and it just pushed it out a little bit. And that put him back to 8th right now.
Yeah, he got lucky there. You see his bike is still running, but he's fortunate that he's back up and not hurt. And this is the man on the move right now.
What a great way for Cole Seeley to kick off 2012 season.
Hey, he's backed by Troy Lee. Of course, Troy Lee, helmet painter of the stars back in the days. He's got his shop and everything up in nearby Corona, California. A big effort. He's a really passionate motorcycle enthusiast, and he started this team a few years back, and they kind of, is that really good for your business? But so far, you can tell they're really into it.
Yeah, I'm enjoying watching him ride because he just looks so programmed. He's hitting his marks all the time. It looks like this is his practice track, and that just goes to show you that he's been doing a lot of riding, obviously, in the off-season. If not, then, I mean, this guy's just lighting it up tonight.
Here's Sykes. He's in 6th. Anderson has 7th in the 44.
Anderson started 13th, and now he's all the way up to 7th. So, pretty good start.
On back on top of the bike.
Right.
He's up to 8th. This is the battle for 2nd between some pro circuit guys. Rattray on the 28th. He's got the spot right now. Wilson dealing with that arm pump in 3rd on bike 15.
Okay, now if you get arm pump and the problem is that you can't make a fit, like you can't grab onto the handlebar, onto the grip.
Right.
Imagine whatever that thing is inside of a bell, when you ring a bell back and forth, that's what the handlebar does inside of your grip. Right?
Yeah, your palm. The palm of your hand, it'd be like the bell inside the palm of your hand run around, and that isn't fun. It's easy to grab a handful of throttle and shoot off the track or something. Very tough. I tell you what, Dean Wilson is giving Tyler Rattray all he wants right now.
Ricky, I'm noticing there off of that finish line jump as you come down and you really have to get on the brakes hard. There's some pretty good braking bumps starting to form here in this lights main event. These guys in the Supercross main event, these guys are going to adjust their suspension a little differently for that. You really don't need it as stiff as normal if there was a few whoop sections or some super fast jumps. Bike setup here tonight is quite a bit different than normal.
Yep, and I'm sure that these guys are watching, the team managers, the guys in the Supercross class are watching and relaying the message to them, saying, hey, you might want to check this out, or this line's pretty beat up.
Hey, Rattray put on a solid ride right here. Okay, got passed by Seeley, but so far so good. I mean, his Supercross experience is limited compared to a lot of the other light riders out there.
How many people do you think would have said going into Chase Field next week in Phoenix, Arizona, that the points leader would not be either on the Geico Honda squad or out of Mitch Payton's stable?
Yeah, not me.
Not many.
A lot of guys in Corona there at the Corliss place that feel differently. I mean, I think Seeley is definitely, and he was last year, even though he won his first main event last year, but I mean, he is a title contender, and he is that type of rider. You know, it's interesting. There's something about his riding that reminds me of Jeremy McGrath. Maybe it's that BMX background that they both have, and something being a local California boy here, I don't know, but he really is stepping it up. And look, I mean, he's starting to pull away. He's almost 4 seconds in front of Rack right now.
No doubt about it. He is certainly a title contender for the West Championship now. That is for sure. Cole Seeley putting in a great ride tonight. And no fluke. I mean, he was fast in his heat. He's been fast all day.
Yeah, this team's got a tremendous amount of positive momentum going at this point, and this is a good way to start it here. Now, he's still got 2 laps to go. He's got the 2-lap board, but Seeley's a local, Southern California boy here, so this last lap, you're going to hear a lot of those local fans lighting it up for him.
And it is packed here at Angel Stadium in Anaheim. An absolute sellout here tonight. Everybody geared up for the 2012 Monster Energy Supercross season opener.
Yeah, believe it or not, I even had a little trouble taking care of my ticket request.
And
LTQ, actually, is when these tickets came through.
The Pro Daddy never has problems getting tickets when he needs them.
I'm becoming the Rodney Dangerfield of Supercross.
No respect.
No respect. Literally. I'm telling you, this was a hot ticket. It's great to see all the fans sending their pictures in, their viewing parties, and everything that's going on. I mean, there's a lot of excitement here for Monster Energy Supercross in 2012, and it's these guys on the track that are making it happen off the heels of that greatest season ever last year. Man,
1 to go for the Troy Lee Punch.
Man,
Troy here, saw him earlier. He's all fired up, ready to go.
What a great feeling right here, Jeff.
And they got Travis Baker setting in 10th, and Craig, unfortunately, is in 20th.
Now, we don't need Cole to do like he did a year ago when he won Dodgers and had that rough night the next week at Oakland. He needs to come out Chase Field next week in Phoenix, the Valley of the Sun, and have a great weekend there.
Yeah. Barred any problems, I really think he's going to have a great shot next weekend from what I've seen tonight.
Making his way towards the checkered flag, Cole Seeley. And look at Tomac. He's coming after Wilson. This is for third. Oh! Wilson makes a huge mistake. Down he goes.
There you go. Just got a little unfocused there.
Could be that arm pump.
Never know. Here you go. It's the man of the night.
Checkered flag. Cole Seeley wins the first Monster Energy AMA Supercross Light West Coast race of the new season. Anaheim belongs to the Troy Lee design team. Woo!
That's awesome.
Congratulations, Cole.
This is our Toyota replay of the race.
Look at this setup. Outside, touch inside. Jeff, you can see what
Wilson's in the main
here.
line. Wilson's in the main line, and right here, Wilson makes his own mistake.
Yeah, he blew the berm out there. His tires went over the rut, and there you go.
Tomac, though, from the LCQ win. All the way to the podium.
Yeah, mechanical problems and all. Tomac takes third in the main, puts himself right in the title contention, but everybody's going to be looking at Cole Seeley when we get to Phoenix next week for sure. We'll talk to him when we come back.
Every rider is measured by victory, determination, and heart, but the spoils go to those who can back it up with proof.